Urban Legends by the Books with Bite team. Ooh. So, let's start with some classics.
Happened to a friend of a friend. She was asleep one night and she was home alone, like her boyfriend was away, but they had a little dog. She felt quite scared in the night because she woke up and she heard a noise, so she like reached under the bed for her dog, slept under the bed, to like lick her hand, and so the dog licked her hand and she was like, oh okay, dog's there, no, I'm not alone, I can go back to sleep. So she went back to sleep, and then in the morning she was like, oh, bleary-eyed, like walking into the bathroom, and then over the bathtub the dog was hanging from the shower curtain, and then written in blood on the mirror was, humans can lick too.
This is one of my favourite ones from Reddit. There's a dad, and he goes to tuck his boy into bed, and his boy is really scared, and he goes, Daddy, there's a monster under my bed. So to kind of, be like, oh, there's no monsters under your bed. He looks underneath, and there's his son, and his son said, Daddy, there's a monster in my bed.
Also, kids are just inherently scary.
Yeah, you read all these articles where it's like scary things my child said to me.
They're little psychopaths, aren't they? We love kids.
So there's a college girl at uni, and she's like super busy with her finals. So she's studying really late one night in the library, and she forgets her headphones because this guy's making a lot of noise, and so she's like, fine, I'll go back to my room and get my headphones. So she walks in and all the lights are off, and she lives with this really quiet, annoying girl, so she's like, fine, I'll just leave her. She walks over to her desk and gets her headphones, walks back out. Back to the library, studies for a few more hours, and then goes back to her room at 2 a.m. She walks inside and she flicks the light bulb on, and she's like, oh crap, I probably shouldn't have done that. And then she looks up, and her roommate is lying on the floor, butchered, and on the wall it says, aren't you glad you didn't turn on the light?
God, it's so creepy! She's driving through the country, and her car's like really old and unreliable, and then she like looks at the like petrol gauge and sees that it's sort of getting down low, and she's gonna have to stop soon. So she has to pull over at like a gas station that's like one of those ones where the attendant comes out and does the pumping for you, and so she has like an alarm bell from like the word go, but she pulls over anyway. She's got no choice, otherwise she's gonna break down. And he like pumps her gas, but he's like looks really like shady about it the entire time, and she like really doesn't want to get out of the car. And he asks her for like the money, and she hands over like this $20 bill, and then he's like, oh, I think this is like a counterfeit, I need you to come into the office with me. And she's like, ding 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 ding, alarm bells, alarm bells, alarm bells. He's like, no, I'm being genuine, I just really need you to come into the office with me, this is a counterfeit, no, and I'm gonna have to call my manager, and I can't let you leave. So she's like, fine, gets out of the car, sort of like ready to sort of like rock. She goes into his office, and he tells her, I had to get you out of the car because I don't think you were aware, but there's a man with a hatchet on your back seat. I always check the back seat of the car.
No, I don't want to know.
Because also, what perplexes me about that story is like, how did the man get into the car? Because it never says whether she stopped anywhere before the petrol station.
It's a logical story.
I know, but it frustrates me.
She was like pulling over. Why wouldn't you just get out and kill her then, rather than like waiting and letting her stop? Because then
if you had a hatchet, why don't you just get out and kill the attendant and her at the same time? It just makes no sense.
You're very logical.
For God's sake.
The disembodied voice behind the camera has a story for you guys.
Yay! Tell us, disembodied voice.
So I'm really into newer urban legends that are sort of internet only, that have sprung up and sort of gone viral around the internet. And there is particularly one from an amazing collection called Creepypasta. Heard of Creepypasta? Okay, so this particular one is called Candle Cove. Do you know this one?
No.
Okay, so
Come on.
it's written in the style of like a forum thread, where different people are talking about a children's television show from the 70s that they've remembered called Candle Cove. And they're like, oh, yeah, do you remember this? And it was really, really creepy. But at the time we were kind of like, oh, okay, because you're a kid and you watch hella creepy stuff when you're a kid and don't really sort of notice. The whole forum is them talking about different episodes where really, really quite strange things happened. And it gets progressively creepier and darker. And there's this bit where I think one of them has an episode where there's screaming and blood everywhere, and they're like, was this even real? I don't even understand how this was on TV. And then the forum thread ends with one of them coming back on saying, guys, I talked to my mum about this, and I said to her, Do you remember me watching like a really weird children's TV show called Candle Cove when I was a kid? And she looked at me and then she said, yeah, you did used to watch, we used to ask me if you could watch a children's show called Candle Cove. And I would say yes. And then you would turn on the TV and you would watch Static for 40 minutes straight.
Oh, that's so good. That's so
Creepy!
Ah, well done, internet.
What's the Slender Man one?
It was literally a guy on a forum. They were all sort of amateur photographers or whatever, they're messing around with Photoshop. And they started a thread that was like Photoshopped photographs that look weird, basically. And this one guy took it a little bit further and actually captioned his with a story somewhat. So he had this photo of like kids playing. And in the background, he Photoshopped this Slender Man. So this vague shape that's like 7 or 8 feet tall with unnaturally long limbs and very spindly and no face. And I think the caption was something like various sightings of the Slender Man across the years or whatever. Since then, it just kind of took a life of its own. This is what this is what urban legends are. They kind of get retold by other people and expanded. And there's been like a whole kind of backstory for the Slender Man, and people have made videos and like a game, like you said, and different stories and everything. And it's kind of become this huge weird thing to the point where some people actually believe that it's real.
Yeah.
Which is really creepy.
So do you think urban legends make you just not want to be like a good person? It's like, don't open the door if you hear a baby crying, and don't tell someone you don't have headlights on.
You hear a woman in distress, don't help her. Don't help her.
There's that one about the little crying girl wandering the streets. A girl is walking alone. The little girl comes up to her and is like, I'm lost and I don't know my way home. If I give you my address, will you bring me? And the girl says, yeah, sure, of course. She takes her hand and the girl's crying, and they eventually get to her house, and she was like, I can't reach the doorbell. Can you get it? And then the girl reaches up and was like, well, obviously it's the doorbell. And then gets an electric shock and passes out and wakes up in a bathtub full of ice with a scar.
Oh. Is this the kidney peel?
Black market kidney story.
Did you ever do that thing in the school bathroom where you would look into the mirror and say Bloody Mary, and then
Nothing would happen.
nothing would happen?
But there's
it
always
was
the
sort of-
chance
was it
that
what was the
Because
thing
it's
that she would
three
appear
times.
behind you and kill you?
Yeah.
I remember whenever I went to clean my teeth at night because it was dark, I couldn't look in the mirror in the bathroom, so I'd have to like just stand like this cleaning my teeth.
Yeah.
Like, if I look in the mirror, you never know what's going to be there.
I wouldn't stand in front of a mirror and say Bloody Mary 3 times.
No, I wouldn't.
I
I would
wouldn't.
still wouldn't do it to this day. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it.
Will you altogether dare to say Candyman 5 times?
I don't actually know.
I don't know what happens if you say it 5 times.
He appears and he basically has a hook for a hand and he just does very disgusting.
My problem is, I don't
things to
think
you.
he would appear at Hachette Towers. But
Charlotte, he appears everywhere.
But he might come for us
He
later.
might come for me later.
And there's
on.
nothing.
And
take
I'm
us
not-
all on.
I'm not willing to take that risk.
you can bail out at 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
after 3. Holy shit!
Someone doesn't want us to do it.
Oh my god, that was really scary.
Wow!
Sign, guys. Sign.
That was a warning from him. He was like doing
I'm definitely not doing it now.
Ken, do you want to do it?
I'll do it with you, Jen. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Candyman, 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 Candyman.
Candyman.